Starboy. What the is a Starboy aesthetic? Well, apparently it's a sleek, modern, edgy style, blending streetwear, high fashion, and retro styles together. And here I thought Starboy was a member of the Teen Titans. Booyah! But seriously, gents, this has been a style that's been trending, and I have to say that when done right, it looks pretty good, even if it does kind of have a funny name. Well, with the color palette, you want to keep it dark. Colors like black, navy, charcoal gray, and you can bring in accents like shades of purple, shades of green. Now, the overall look you're shooting for here is to create a sense of mystery. Dark, stylish, edgy, a bit of intrigue. As far as footwear, we see high-top sneakers or rugged black combat boots. With accessories, we keep it minimalist. Rings, necklaces, sunglasses, and hats. Now, a lot of brands in this aesthetic: Yves Saint Laurent, Off-White, Alexander McQueen, Rick Owens, Tom Ford, and Gucci. Now, these next two aesthetics, I know a lot of you guys think that we've talked about this ad nauseum, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on them. In fact, I'm going to combine them. I'm talking old money and quiet luxury. And yes, I know there are slight differences between the two. Old money being a little bit more structured and classic, quiet luxury being more modern and casual. But in general, the look, the lifestyle that we're going for here is timeless, elegant, and sophisticated. Now, the color palette here is simple: navy, gray, white, beige. And of course, you can bring in a variety of other colors for spice and accent, but in general, the choice of colors in this aesthetic make most of the pieces interchangeable. Hence why I love these styles, and I've talked about them so much on my channel. You're also going to find a lot of the items here are classics in menswear. From sophisticated blazers to custom-made suits, high-quality dress shirts, versatile polos, classic dress pants, and refined chinos. Now, in the footwear, we're going to see a variety, but in general, it's going to be a little bit dressier. In fact, you could almost say that most of the footwear in this aesthetic is what some of you guys would call formal, but not really, because formal actually refers to black tie. What we're talking about here are more derbies, but most of these are going to look like dress shoes to the average person. That being said, leather sneakers definitely have a place here. I also love how this aesthetic has a lot of seasonal adjustments to it. Linen shirts and shorts for the summer, cashmere sweaters, puffer vests, and even overcoats for the winter. Common brands we're going to see here: Ralph Lauren, Brooks Brothers, Zegna, Allen Edmonds, Church's, Tod's, Cartier, AP, Rolex, Omega, and Patek Philippe. Next up, we've got the athleisure aesthetic, also known as the gym bro look. The idea here is a sporty look that shows a commitment to fitness and well-being. Now, just because you're wearing this clothing doesn't mean you're going to exercise or even healthy, but hey, it's comfortable, right? And athleisure, as many of you guys know, has been one of the fastest growing segments in the last 15 years when it comes to menswear. Which, believe it or not, I'm not going to condemn, because I love the fact that a lot of this is seeping into other parts of menswear, and our clothing is becoming more comfortable because of performance fabrics and stretch. Now, as a subsection here, I'm also going to throw in the tech professional aesthetic. The key with these clothing pieces is they're leveraging the latest in technology, meaning that they're made to work with your tech, and they're probably tracking you. From Meta's partnership with Ray-Ban, to smartwatches from Apple, to the wearables that are tracking what we're doing throughout the day. Now, the color palette here ranges all over the place, but if you're going to be buying clothing in this range, I do recommend that you go with the neutral palettes and you leave the bright colors as small accents. Nothing wrong, it's sporty wear, but don't go for the brighter pieces. They're not nearly going to be as interchangeable, and you're just not going to wear them as much. Unless you actually are exercising, then it's great, because when you're running on the side of the road, people can actually see you. And the common brands you're going to see out there: Nike, Adidas, Lululemon, Under Armour, Reebok, Fitbit, and Apple. Next up, we're going to quickly talk about the Y2K aesthetic. Now, I don't recommend this look for anyone north of 30, but if you're big into fashion, you like it, then go ahead and own it. The color palette here: bold, bright colors, metallics, and playful patterns. Again, everything here is Y2K inspired, and I do think this is a flash in the pan. So if you buy into this clothing may be outdated pretty quick. But yeah, baggy jeans, graphic hoodies, trucker hats, flashy jewelry, chunky sneakers, and platform shoes. Trendy, nostalgic, and playful. The brands you're going to see here are Ed Hardy, Skechers, Buffalo London, Von Dutch, Bathing Ape, and Chrome Hearts. And speaking of Bathing Ape, let's jump over to street style. Now, I have to say, some of the best street style that I've ever seen was over in Tokyo. I was there last summer with my teenage kids, and we went into a couple Bathing Ape stores along with the Supreme store. And as an outsider describing street style, I would describe it with the words dynamic, evolving. In many ways, it reflects the current zeitgeist and individuality influenced by urban culture. And it changes from city to city, from neighborhood to neighborhood. And because of that, the color palette is diverse. Yeah, of course, you got bold, contrasting colors, but you're also going to see some muted palettes as well. Now, key pieces when it comes to clothing, we're going to see hoodies, graphic tees, distressed jeans, baggy jeans. You're also going to see a wide range of sneakers. In fact, statement sneakers are going to be key with your streetwear look. Accessories matter a lot as well when it comes to layered jewelry, when it comes to caps, when it comes to your bags. Versatile, expressive, and reflective of your personal style. That is streetwear. Brands, of course, are going to be Nike, Adidas, Vans, Stussy, Supreme, Bathing Ape, New Era, and Herschel Supply Company. Now, what about the soft boy aesthetic? Has anyone heard of this one? Again, I think this one's been trending over on TikTok. The name to me just isn't appealing. I just imagine like someone that's really soft, which apparently is the point of the look. It's geared towards someone that's a bit more sensitive, a guy that wants to come off as approachable, as artistic. Now, a lot of the clothing pieces seem to be classic, but the color palette is going to be a little bit more vivid with pastels, although muted tones still make up a big portion of the wardrobe. In general, the fit of the clothing is going to be a little bit baggier, but still controlled. It's not over the top. Looser fitted pant styles like straight-legged jeans are apparently in, but also classic pleated pants and chinos. Shirts are not going to be a slim fit. They're going to be a classic cut, and the same with sweaters. In fact, they're going to be almost a little bit oversized. And since this in general is for a younger demographic, mostly we're going to see sneakers here, and those sneakers are going to be a little bit chunkier, a little bit heavier, a little bit built up. Overall, the guys wearing this look are going for a soft, relaxed, comfortable feel with a bit of vintage flair. Common brands here are going to be Urban Outfitters, ASOS, New Balance, Converse, Fia, Vans, Fossil. Gents, if you want to step up your style efficiently and effectively, look for a proven path. It's also great if you can surround yourself with like-minded men, because how many times have you tried to learn something and there are other people that don't want to be there, they're distracting you, which is why, gents, I wanted to show you this free group that not only has instruction, but an amazing community that is distraction-free. It's got a great app. I've got courses in this community that I used to sell. You can get for free. I've set up prizes. I've gamified it. Guys, I'm going to link to it down in the description. Or if you just want to go over to the URL, it's at school.com/RMRS. This group is free, although you do have to answer 3 questions. I don't ask for your email address. I simply want to make sure that we keep spammers out of the group. It's a high quality group. It's an amazing community that I am proud to give to you guys. Next up, we've got the Designer Demon. And as the name implies, this guy wants you to know every designer brand he's wearing. Therefore, the logos are large and they are in your face. High-end brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Rolex, Hermes, Richard Mille, Hublot. The color palette here ranges all over, but we're going to see a lot of black, we're going to see a lot of white, and of course gold with prominent logos. Clothing, footwear, accessories. Again, it's going to be really clear who makes this stuff. Now, is the Designer Demon wearing clothing that's authentic? Who knows? But he sure wants you to believe he is. Now, on the opposite end of that, we've got the Earth aesthetic. Now, let's not confuse this guy with the granola aesthetic. That's where you look like you haven't showered for a week because you haven't. Seriously, the Earth aesthetic, I really like this one. It's casual, but it's all about those earth tones in the colors. So first up, those earth tone colors. We're talking greens, browns, beiges, and creams. Of course, black, gray, and white can also fit into the base, but it's really going to be those natural colors that this guy likes to bring in, and it just gives you a feeling this guy wants to be outdoors, which he probably does. Another key element here are the clothing fibers. I know my son's all about everything being natural. He's all about cottons, linen, and wools. I definitely see the points here, although I don't mind a little bit of synthetic materials, especially when it comes to stretch and other things like that. But yeah, everything here is going to be casual because it's going to be more minimalist. A lot of t-shirts, a lot of maybe long sleeve shirts, simple shell jackets, a little bit heavier fabrics that are made to be durable. The brands we're going to find here, REI, Patagonia, Levi's, Allbirds, Tom's, Outer Known, Veja. Next up, let's talk about the workwear aesthetic. Some guys don't like this because they're like, people are wearing this, but they're not actually working. To each his own, I'm not here to judge. But I do remember when I used to climb radio communication towers, that's how I paid my way through college, I wore Dickies because I couldn't afford Carhartts. Those, I mean, they were great, but yeah, that was workwear when it was workwear. In the last 20 years though, as many of you guys know, workwear has become an aesthetic. It was picked up by street style and it continues to trend, but for good reason, because when you look at workwear at its base, this is versatile, functional clothing that's incredibly durable and gets the job done, whether it's to keep you warm, whether it's simply to look good on the streets. Now, the brands I mentioned a little bit earlier, Carhartt, Dickies, Leatherman, Filson, Red Wing, Wolverine, and tons of niche brands because they've popped up to fill all this need. Carhartt, I think initially was a little bit slow to react, but now they're going full on this. And it's actually good for us because I think as consumers, we now have more options. And if you know what you're looking for, you can still find durability. I know a lot of you guys think the durability quality of like Carhartt has gone down, but if you know what to look for, you can still find it. Now, the color palettes here, as expected, are going to be earthy, are going to be neutral. You're going to find colors and the material and the stitching made to resist stains and heavy wear. Now, the fabrics here are where it gets interesting because you're going to see fabrics like canvas, flannels, heavy denim. And if you're looking to get into this aesthetic, start with a work jacket, because even if you don't wear it as a fashion piece, this is going to be a great work piece that you can wear around the house and just to be able to get the job done. It'll protect you from the elements, protect you from hot pipes. And yeah, even though you're just fixing the pilot light down in the basement, your girlfriend is going to think, man, like so rugged, so strong. She's going to be drawn to you. Seriously, gents, learn to work with your hands. The ladies love it. But no, footwear, this is where classic work boots originated. Overall, in my opinion, this is a fun look. It's practical, rugged, durable, with a focus on functionality and utility. Now, some of you guys are thinking, Antonio, what about classic style? How to dress that way? Well, guys, I got you covered in this video, boom, right here, where I talk about dressing like a gentleman. How to dress as a modern classic man. Boom, I got you covered right here. Oh, yeah.